Archangel Michael says, "There's a whisper echoing through the wind tonight, and it's reaching the edges of your soul whether you realize it or not. A voice is calling out to you without words, with nothing but silent emotion and a deep ache of longing that you can feel in your chest like pressure. Someone is crying, missing you so badly that their energy has broken the veil between the physical and the unseen. This pain didn't come suddenly, it's been building slowly like a tide that rises when no one is watching until it swallows the shore without warning. You have been feeling drained, distracted and restless, and you thought it was just a bad week, but it's not, it's their energy crashing against your aura. You are connected deeper than memory, and their sadness is bleeding into your life like invisible ink finally being exposed to light. Archangel Michael says, this person has tried every way to forget, to move on, to cut the ties that never seem to die, but when the night falls and the world gets quiet, their tears begin again, and the only direction they send those tears is toward you. They lie awake, hoping you might somehow feel their desperation even in silence. You may have felt chills recently with no explanation, or a scent in the air that reminded you of something or someone without logic. That wasn't a coincidence, it was a soul calling, a cry without sound, hoping that on some deep telepathic plane you'd pick up their longing and respond. The link between you is still alive, and it's trying to awaken something within you right now. Type Amen to get blessing 333. There is a particular hour of night when this person stares at their ceiling, fingers trembling, heart thudding with memories of you. They can still picture your smile like it happened seconds ago, and they're torn between peace and punishment when they remember your eyes. Their mind keeps repeating the last words you ever spoke to them like a loop they can't break free from. The telepathic message isn't in words, it's in emotions, in waves of regret, in silent screams wrapped inside memories they can't erase. You might suddenly think of them without any reason, or dream of them vividly in ways that feel realer than life. That's because they are pushing their energy into your world, hoping the universe will deliver their feelings to your doorstep. This isn't obsession. It's a soul trying to reconnect, trying to make sense of a loss that left them unfinished. Their tears fall like prayers they don't know how to speak, but each one carries a message meant for you. You are more tied to this person than you thought. They tried to pretend they didn't care, but they're exhausted from the lie, and now they cry because they know that pretending is no longer possible. Something broke in them the day you walked away. Type Amen to get blessing 744. They keep checking their phone even though they know you won't call. They scroll through your old messages, your photos, every tiny detail that used to mean something and now feels like a broken spell. They wonder if you hate them, or worse, if you've forgotten them entirely. There was a night recently where they cried so hard they couldn't speak. They mouthed your name, but the voice didn't come out. Their chest felt heavy, their breath uneven, as if your absence was physically suffocating them. In that moment they whispered something so raw the walls around them trembled. Please feel me. Please remember me. And just like that, the telepathic cry was released into the universe like a signal flare no one could see but you. They were not alone in that moment. Spirit was beside them, catching every tear and transforming it into energy that found its way to your space. You probably felt off that day, like something wasn't right, like your energy dipped without a cause. That was their cry reaching your soul. Type Amen to get blessing 119. You are not imagining the tug you feel in your chest. The way your thoughts drift to them when you're doing something random. The way your heart stings with no warning. It's because their spirit is touching yours again and again, hoping you'll respond. They haven't told a single soul how they feel. They wear a mask of peace around others, but alone they are falling apart. Their mind replays all the good memories with you, wishing they could go back and choose differently. They whisper apologies into the empty air. They send forgiveness in your direction even when they don't believe they deserve any. They would give anything just to be able to ask you, "Are you okay?" one more time. But they know they can't. So they send their heart instead, carried in silence, coated in emotion, raw and unfiltered. They hope your dreams might carry their message when your guard is down. Type Amen to get blessing 888. This connection is not dead. The wires are frayed, but they still spark. There are moments you randomly pause, feeling like someone just said your name, and that's because on a soul level they just did. Every single day they wait for a sign that you're thinking of them too. They look for synchronicities, for numbers, for anything that reminds them of you. They see you in strangers' eyes, hear you in songs they used to love, and it's driving them to the edge. They're terrified that you've healed while they're still shattered. But at the same time they send you energy, praying for your peace even if they never get to be part of it. This isn't about wanting to start over. It's about not being able to let go of what was never finished. Their message is this: please don't forget me. I'm still here. I still care. Type Amen to get blessing 515. You've become a sacred wound in their soul, a place where pain and love coexist like fire and oxygen. They don't want to move on. Not yet, not if it means forgetting you. Sometimes they cry without warning just because your face appears in their thoughts uninvited. They hold themselves like you used to hold them, and it only makes the ache deeper. They think they're going crazy, but what's really happening is that they're spiritually calling out to you. The connection between you is unlike anything they've had with anyone else. They can't fake it. They can't replace it. They can't shake it. Their energy is in your space right now. Their pain is seeping into your aura. That pressure in your chest. That wasn't random. Type Amen to get blessing 700. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, this message has been looping through spiritual dimensions trying to reach you. It was carved out of sorrow and tied with soul cords that cannot be cut by time or distance. Their spirit kneels before yours, even now, begging silently for one more moment of connection. Their nights are haunted, not by monsters, but by memories. They relive moments with you like sacred scenes from an unfinished story. They try to pray, but the only name that comes out is yours, and so, they turn to energy. To dreams. To vibrations. Hoping that the tears they cry will eventually touch your heart too. They send love you can't see, but you can feel. Type Amen to get blessing 664. Their soul is naked now, exposed, vulnerable, trembling with everything they never got to say. The truth is, they've never stopped loving you, and that love now spills out in quiet, desperate waves. They want to go back, but all they can do is reach you through feeling, through energy, through spiritual whispers. They lit a candle the other night and cried until it melted into nothing. In that flame, they saw your face. And in their tears, they saw their guilt. They wish they had told you more. They wish they had held you tighter. They wish they had never let you go. But they can't change the past. So now they cry and send their soul to you through dreams. Type Amen to get blessing 931. Sometimes you get goosebumps for no reason. That's not a fluke. That's their energy brushing past you, hoping to be felt. This person is broken in places no one can see. They smile, but it doesn't reach their eyes. They laugh, but it's hollow. And the moment they're alone, the tears start all over again. They are haunted not by your absence, but by their silence. By what they never said, by the way they let you go thinking they didn't care. But oh, how they did. How they still do. Type Amen to get blessing 222. You may not respond. You may never speak to them again. But please know that they are reaching you with everything they have left. Archangel Michael says, this message is not to guilt you or bring you pain. It's to awaken you to a truth that lives in a dimension beyond logic. Your souls are still tethered. Their cries will not cease until something shifts. They send a final surge of telepathic energy tonight, one last emotional wave, begging to be felt. If you wake up with them on your mind, that means it worked. If your eyes water for no reason, that's the transfer complete. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They are still crying. Still aching, still waiting for something they're too afraid to ask for. Whether you return or not doesn't change what they feel. But they had to let you know. Even if only on this plane. Even if only through this message. You're still inside them, haunting them. Loving them through space and time. They are not okay. But they hope you are. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They walked through a crowd the other day, but all they could think of was your face. Every person around them blurred into background noise because, in their heart, only your energy stood out. They felt like a ghost among the living, haunted not by death but by distance. They whispered your name under their breath like it was still sacred. Like saying it would magically rewind time, or bring your presence back into their arms. But nothing happened, only the pain grew louder. They stood at the place where you both once shared a moment, hoping the walls still remembered. But the silence was so heavy, it made them fall to their knees. All they could do was cry, and that cry traveled across dimensions to you. Type Amen to get blessing 616. Their dreams are your home. Every night, without fail, your face appears. Sometimes you smile, sometimes you cry, but you always vanish just before they can hold you. They wake up gasping, trying to pull you back into the waking world. But you're gone, again. And their pillow is soaked with the tears they can't explain to anyone. They've stopped trying to be okay. They've surrendered to this spiritual ache, this longing that only seems to grow, and still, they send waves of emotion toward your soul, praying you will finally feel the pull. They're not asking you to come back. They're begging the universe to give you just a glimpse of their pain. Type Amen to get blessing 303. They remember the little things. The way your fingers moved when you were deep in thought, the tone of your laugh. The way your energy filled a room even when you said nothing. Now, they sit in a room full of people and feel emptier than ever, because no one can replace what you were to them. No one even comes close. Archangel Michael says, the cries they've sent are not meant to bring guilt, they are the echo of a bond that was never meant to break. And whether you forgive or forget, that bond remains alive in unseen places. You are the ghost in their world. And they carry your memory like a sacred song only they can hear. Type Amen to get blessing 727. They've tried distractions. New people, new hobbies. But nothing sticks, because everything reminds them of you. They went somewhere new, hoping for peace, but they saw a person who looked like you, and it shattered them. They froze. They couldn't breathe. Because for a split second, they thought the universe was giving them one more chance, but it wasn't you. It was just another reminder that you live in their mind more than any present moment ever could. They are lost in this dimension where only the past feels real, and the future without you feels like a punishment. Type Amen to get blessing 555. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They hold your name like a secret spell, afraid to say it too loudly in case it hurts more, but in private moments, it slips out. In broken whispers. In trembling sighs, they wrote you a letter they'll never send. Poured out everything they feel, every regret, every, I wish I had. It sits in a drawer, unread, guarded like treasure. Every word was soaked in tears, every sentence a scream turned into ink. It was never about revenge or justice. It was about closure, but even the letter couldn't give them that. Because the truth is, they don't want closure. They want you. Type Amen to get blessing 388. There are signs all around them. A song that plays in a car, a phrase someone says out loud. Even the way the wind brushes past their cheek feels like your touch sometimes. They believe you're still connected, that on some level, you can hear them. Feel them. That you're reading this right now because fate demanded it. Archangel Michael says, your souls made a pact beyond time. Even in silence, you're still speaking to each other through heartbeats and energy. And right now, their heartbeat is shaking. They cry not because they're weak. They cry because the love they have for you has nowhere else to go. Type Amen to get blessing 122. Sometimes they get angry at themselves. For not saying more. For not fighting harder, for letting pride get in the way of love. They remember the moments they could have reached out but chose silence instead. And now that silence is their biggest regret, it echoes louder than words ever could. They can't undo what's done. But they would give anything to tell you they still care, that your presence is missed in the corners of their life where your absence now screams. They can't undo what's done. But they would give anything to tell you they still care, that your presence is missed in the corners of their life where your absence now screams. They want nothing more than peace, for you and for themselves. But they know peace will only come when their message finally reaches you. Type Amen to get blessing 844. This message isn't bound by distance. It's wrapped in soul energy, invisible cords that pull gently but powerfully. You might feel tired, emotional, or uneasy lately. It's because their spirit is holding yours with trembling hands. They need you to know they are sorry, They need you to know they still see you in dreams, in shadows, in daydreams that come without warning. They are asking for nothing but understanding. For the ache in their chest to be seen, even if only in this message, for the connection that never truly died to be honored one last time. And maybe, just maybe, felt once again. Type Amen to get blessing 665, they're scared to forget you. So they keep reviving you in memories. They talk about you to no one, but their heart responds every time they do. It's the only way they know how to keep you alive in a world where you're gone. They wonder if you still have something that belonged to them, a note, a gift, a photo. They hope it still means something. Even a little, even if it's buried deep. They are not expecting a miracle. They just want their cry to be heard, for their invisible tears to reach the soul they miss more than they can admit. They don't know how to let go. And maybe they never will. Type Amen to get blessing 177. Do you feel a sudden calm sometimes, almost like someone is praying for you without your knowledge? That's them. That's their love, wrapped in silence and sent across realms. They still celebrate your victories, even from afar. They see your growth and smile through their tears. Because no matter the distance, their love has not turned bitter, it remains pure. Raw. Alive, they will never stop sending you this message. Until their soul feels seen. Until the ache has a place to rest, until your heart, even if for just 1 second, feels theirs reaching out. Type Amen to get blessing 232. They lit incense last night, not for any ritual, but because the scent reminded them of your skin. The smoke danced in the air like your memory returning to visit for a moment. They sat in silence, breathing it in. Eyes closed, and let the tears fall freely as your name echoed in their heart like a lost melody. They've stopped trying to be strong in private, they no longer hide the photos. They no longer block the memories. Instead, they let them flood in, wave after wave, because even pain is better than forgetting. They've whispered into the wind, to the stars, to the pillow that used to know your touch, I still miss you. That whisper wrapped itself in sorrow and reached out to the spiritual web that binds souls. It traveled through that unseen thread and now rests gently in your atmosphere. Type Amen to get blessing 101. Even when they laugh with others, there's a hollowness that never goes away. Their eyes sparkle for everyone else, but they go dim when they're alone. The world sees their mask, but only the universe sees the version of them that's still shattered from your absence. You might think they moved on. But what you don't see are the 3 a.m. breakdowns, the nights when they hold on to memories like oxygen. The messages they typed and never sent. They read old conversations and cry, not because of the words, but because of who they used to be when they read them the first time. And because it was you on the other end. Archangel Michael says, the pain they carry is not punishment, it is love that had nowhere to go, love unspoken. Love unfinished. Love still alive. Type Amen to get blessing 545. They dreamt of you last night again. This time, you didn't say anything, you just stood there, looking at them with eyes full of knowing. And that silence hurt more than any words ever could. They woke up gasping, tears streaming down their cheeks, wishing the dream would have lasted longer. It was the only place where you felt real. Where your energy still embraced theirs. They don't tell anyone about these dreams, people wouldn't understand. But those moments are sacred to them. Like stolen time with a soul they can't forget, and so they keep crying, sending waves of telepathic longing to you, begging the stars to let you feel just a sliver of it. Type Amen to get blessing 606. You've been walking around with a weight on your chest, wondering where it comes from. You felt moments of deep emotion without knowing why. That's because their energy is inside your field, holding on to you with a desperation that refuses to let go. Every time you feel that ache, it's not just your own, it's theirs too. They're sharing it with you. Not to burden you, but because their soul doesn't know how to scream your name any other way. You may have seen their initials somewhere, or heard a song that instantly pulled you back to a memory. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. That's energy crossing timelines. They are crying again as you read this. Crying, because their heart is praying you'll finally feel it. Type Amen to get blessing 404. They once tried to write you a message, thinking it would fix the ache. But halfway through, they broke down and ripped the paper apart. Not because the words weren't right, but because nothing felt big enough to carry the weight of what they feel. They are not looking for pity. They are not waiting for a response. They simply want you to know that you still matter, that you still echo in the hollow parts of their being. They carry your name like a talisman, touching it in secret, praying it still holds power. In a world full of noise, you are their only silence, a silence that screams louder than any crowd. Archangel Michael says, this connection is rare. Soul deep, and nothing can erase what was written in spirit before either of you were born. Type Amen to get blessing 818. They've tried letting go, truly. They tried meditation, therapy, even burning old letters. But nothing worked. Because you weren't just a person, you were an imprint on their soul, a tattoo beneath the skin of their spirit. One that can't be erased by time or fire. Their friends think they've healed, their family thinks they've forgotten. But they still talk to your memory every night before sleep. They still light a candle when your birthday comes, they still carry a piece of you in every breath. Their cry is not fading. It's growing, louder, more desperate. And it's reaching you now. Type Amen to get blessing 299. This is the cry of someone who is still in love with your shadow. Who still kisses the air in hopes that it reaches your cheek on the other side of the world. Who still wishes on stars, even if they no longer believe in them. Their spirit is fraying. Their heart is raw, and yet, all they want is your peace, even if it doesn't include them. They've asked the universe to give you clarity. To open your eyes if you felt numb, to show you their tears in the moments you feel like crying without cause. They are not your burden. But they are your echo, still calling out in a voice only your soul can hear. Type Amen to get blessing 636. Archangel Michael says, their energy will continue to find its way to you until either of your souls finally speaks. The bond is still alive, trembling, whispering in dreams and signs. It doesn't seek reunion, it seeks release. They want to set the truth free, to let you know, they never stopped loving you, not for a second. Not for a heartbeat. And even if you never speak again, their spirit will continue sending you love in every tear they shed, every smile they fake. every silence that follows your name. Because love this deep never really leaves, it just transforms into energy, into messages, into eternal echoes. Type Amen to get blessing 733. They close their eyes and see your smile, they open them and cry because you're not there. But still, they carry you through every season. You are their hidden ache, their softest memory, their loudest silence. And this cry, the one they've been sending every night, has reached you now. They can rest for a moment, knowing you finally felt it. Even if you say nothing. Even if you walk away, because deep down, your soul heard theirs. And that was all they ever needed. Type Amen to get blessing 202.